Du 7 au 17 décembre, retrouvez vos artisans professionnels d'ici au Salon des métiers d'art du Québec. Des milliers d'objets de création uniques et éco-responsables au cœur du Palais des Congrès de Montréal. Activités pour petits et grands. Retrouvez l'art d'ici au Salon des métiers d'art du Québec. Billetterie et détails sur matière.ca.
Bonjour à tous et re-bienvenue au Studio des métiers d'art qui est en direct évidemment du Salon des métiers d'art au Palais des Congrès. On est de retour au Palais des Congrès cette année et on est de retour avec plus de 215 artisans qui ont leur kiosque ici. De prime abord, je vous invite à venir faire un tour au Palais des Congrès parce que je vous promets que vous allez faire des découvertes extraordinaires. Il y a des activités pour toute la famille, il y a des trouvailles, des cadeaux, des petits cadeaux d'hôtesse à faire, à trouver ici que vous pourriez offrir dans les prochaines semaines. Et ce week-end en particulier, on a un coin des artisans récupérateurs. Donc, une dizaine d'exposants qui nous présentent des créations qui sont faites avec des matériaux récupérés. Donc, c'est vraiment très beau à aller découvrir parce que ça peut changer peut-être certaines idées préconçues qu'on a quand on réutilise la matière. I'm also going to greet you in English because today we have a wonderful guest and this interview is going to be in English. So thank you all for joining us. Please don't hesitate to come to Palais des Congrès and come see us. We have over 215 artisans that are here to talk to you about what they do, to present what they do, and of course, the idea is for you to find things that really speak to your heart and that you want to purchase, and that while you're purchasing these items, you're also supporting a community of artisans that is really extraordinary. And I'm very happy to be joined by an artisan called Winifred Nungak. Hello, Winifred.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Thank you so much for joining us. So before we get into the discussion, I want to tell you that 2 days ago, Winifred was here with a lot of her family because she was receiving a very prestigious prize. It's the prize of Artist of the Year, l'artiste de l'année du CALQ, le Centre des Arts, le Conseil des Arts et des Lettres du Québec pour la région du Nord-du-Québec. Et donc, c'était une cérémonie qui était vraiment très belle dans laquelle elle a reçu ce prix. Winifred, I have to ask you first, how was it for you to receive this prize here?
I am honored to be here. It was very exciting.
Did you, because there was a lot of people supporting you that day. It was the room was full, and we can hear through different people coming to talk that they had so much pride for you and proud to see you shine because you get to show something that is very close to your culture through your creations. And you have here at the Salon des métiers d'art an exhibit. Mm-hmm. As soon as we come in, you can see it right away. Vous pouvez le voir dès que vous entrez, une exposition des créations de Winifred. So they are mostly parkas, des parkas. Do we say parkas in English also?
Yeah, parka.
Okay, parkas. And
we call them Atigik.
Atigik. And can you tell us a little bit for those, well, hopefully everybody's going to come and see the exhibit, but can you describe to us a little bit your work?
My work is, I mostly make Atigik. It's a winter parka that we use all year round, well, winter time.
Yeah.
And we make them, we make our own parkas.
And when we think of parkas or winter coats, of course, we're going to think of a material that is very warm and something here that when we wear it in Montreal is pretty plain in the sense that it's going to be a black coat or a navy coat, but your parkas are not at all plain. You are not wearing a parka because it's not a coat, but how would you call what you are wearing?
We call this silapa. It's a top for special occasions.
Okay. And so we can see right away, I wanted to show you because you are wearing it, that there's a handmade beading. And on your parkas, we can see that there's handmade embroideries. So there's all these details that we usually don't see here in winter coats. Why is it important to have that ornamentation in the parkas?
Well, we are very inspired by our ancestors. They were they are now different materials now, but we still use the same designs. This beading was made by a very an artist, an Inuk beader.
Okay.
Her name is Eva Saunders. I asked her to make it for this event, for this top. I was inspired from an amauti that I saw in New York City from 1800s.
Wow.
So we are inspired by our ancestors' clothing that we see in pictures or in museums. Yeah.
And you just mentioned the amauti. For those who don't know, can you tell us what is an amauti?
Amauti is to carry a baby on your back.
Okay.
I have two pieces at the exhibit.
Yes.
It's to carry your baby.
And to have them inside.
Yes.
Like almost a cocoon, you know, on
they
top
have
of you.
They have a hood. A room for the baby's legs. Yeah.
OK, so je vais quand même traduire cette partie parce que je trouve que c'est vraiment important de savoir c'est quoi un amauti. Donc, vous avez sûrement déjà vu ces merveilleux parkas que des femmes inuites portent dans lesquels ils ont le bébé. Donc, ils vont avoir le bébé en arrière d'elles et le capuchon va recouvrir le bébé. Donc, il y a de l'espace pour porter l'enfant. Et je me rappelle avoir eu une discussion sur ce vêtement avec des collègues et je trouve que c'est le plus beau vêtement qui a jamais été inventé parce que c'est un vêtement qui rassemble la maman et l'enfant. C'est vraiment magnifique. I was just saying what I told you earlier, that I think that it's, well, I was going to say might, but it's probably the most beautiful piece of clothing just because of what it represents. You were telling me earlier that it's a sacred piece. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
The amauti it comes from Inuit. The pattern is Inuit made. It's for a mother and a child.
Mm-hmm.
It's very comfortable. You don't need a stroller. You don't need a car seat.
Yeah, you just have everything in that coat.
and you're close to your child.
Yes.
Yeah.
And is it true that the child can be wearing very, it doesn't have to wear much inside?
Because you're carrying the baby.
You have your body heat,
Yeah.
and then there's the
hood.
The hood.
Yeah.
You, of course, if I can take you back to how this all started, do you have like a moment where you feel that you decided that you wanted to become a designer or become a seamstress?
It all started when we go to grade 3 or grade 4. We have culture classes.
Okay.
And on our first day at the culture class, we made a Barbie amauti.
Oh.
A tiny amauti for a Barbie.
Okay.
And I was so excited. And that's when it all started.
And you were that young when you were like compelled to do this. And did you have in your family seamstresses that were able to transmit their knowledge?
Yes, well, I grew up with my mom, my anantiak, my grandmother, and our aunts sewing for us during the winter time.
Okay.
You watch and learn. So
it
all came natural.
It all came natural because you were seeing them produce it. That's what you wanted to do. But you also, other than what you learned through this very precious transmission, you also decided to do a fashion design class here in Collège La Salle. So can you tell us maybe a little bit about that experience? Because you came, I think, with something specific that you wanted to do. How did it go through it during your studies? Did you touch upon other things, or did you stay always with what you wanted to do?
When I first started making parkas when I was a teenager, I went to college. I didn't know, I went to John Abbott first, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. We're supposed to decide where we want to go. And a friend suggested that I should go fashion design back then. And I looked into it, and I applied, and I got really, really into it. And I finally finished in 2013.
Okay. So you liked your experience? Did you feel that you had room to express your culture?
Yeah, well, I was already sewing when I went in fashion design, and I learned a lot more. There's so much to learn, and at the same time, I learned how to make patterns, and that's when I started making my own, like, mixed with my tradition, with Inuit culture, Atigik, mixed with modern. That's when it started.
And is that when, did you, as soon as you finished the fashion design program, did you right away launch your brand? Because you have like a brand name called Winifred Designs. Mm-hmm. Did you launch it right away?
Yes, I did. As soon as I went back home, when I was still in college, people already started requesting for my parkas. Oh, okay. So that's when it kind of started when I was still in college. But as soon as I went home, I knew what I wanted to do. I started selling parkas.
And so now if you finished in 2013, then we can say that you started around maybe 14, 15, and it's been 7, 8 years now. How is it? Because I think that inside your community, you're going to get some orders that you said you started receiving right away. But to be able to bring your designs to further than that, how does it go? I mean, there's a website, but how is it to be able to kind of share what you do so that people that are further can also have access to it and see what you do?
I sell my parkas on Facebook. Only on Facebook. I don't have a website
Oh, okay.
yet.
I thought you had a website. I'm sorry.
Only on Facebook.
Okay.
It's called Winifred Designs.
Okay.
Because I'm alone. They're all made by me, mm-hmm. So I'm still alone. So I sell whatever is done.
Okay.
And each piece is unique. I cannot make the same exact
piece
item
twice.
Yeah. So whatever is sold on Facebook page.
Yeah,
is one of a kind.
Okay, that's so amazing. And how much time does it take you to make? I know that it's going to be different depending on, you know, the amount of embroidery and things like that. But in general, how much time does it take to make one parka?
For me, it could take a day. It depends on the design, the size, how much scenics. These are called scenic.
Okay.
The designs.
Yeah.
It really depends on the design, the size, and the fabric I'm using. So a day or two.
Okay. And you were just saying that you do this alone. This is why, you know, you keep it more simple, if I can say, through Facebook. Is it a goal of yours, or would you like to be able to have more people around you and be able to do more, or would you like to keep it this way where you have the whole control on it?
Yeah, I dream to go bigger, to have seamstresses, because I live in a small town. It's hard to find a partner or another seamstress who is available to sew with me or sew for Winifred Designs.
Can you tell me, I didn't even get a chance to say where is it that you live exactly?
I live in Kangirsuk, northern Quebec.
Kangirsuk, and this is not too far from like which bigger city, so that we can locate it a little bit.
It's close to Couture.
Couture, okay. Yeah. And even in Couture, that is a bit bigger. Do you think through there you could maybe find people to build around you?
I could. I just haven't really
done it yet. Yeah. Because I mean, I guess that things are also going well in the sense that when you do have available parkas, they sell, mm-hmm. and you continue just doing it by order. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Because you were going to say something, I didn't want to cut you off.
I also teach younger women how to make parkas. Mm-hmm. When I'm requested to go teach how to make parkas for 10 days, I travel to communities.
Okay.
So I do parkas, and I also teach
how to make them.
Parkas.
And do you feel that with the younger generation that there's still an interest and an appetite for it the same way when you discovered that?
Yes, I'm so happy to see younger women sewing, expanding. It's amazing. I love it.
And we can see how much you love it, because as soon as I said that, like your eyes are really open and you're like, yes.
Yeah.
And that's really amazing. And I think that that's, you know, from an outside point of view, that is what is I find so beautiful, is that transmission of knowledge, of savoir-faire. That's the only way you can get it, is through somebody that transmitted this to you. And the fact that it could continue is just amazing. And thank you for continuing to teach it, because you could also, I'm not saying keep it to yourself, but I mean not take the time to do it. And that, I'm sure, is so precious, and that's why everybody at the prize that you received were saying to thank you, to be an inspiration for the community and the younger women. So I want to say, because I don't know if I said it clearly, but inside Le Salon des Métiers d'Art, there's an exhibit that's showcasing about like 10 of your parkas, and we also see some accessories, some absolutely stunning mittens that should be the most warmest thing, that they look like they're the warmest mittens in the world. And I want you to know that if you come here and you come and see them, you can also purchase them. There's like a link for each of the coats, of the parkas, I'm sorry. So it's actually possible to purchase them, and I think it's a pretty amazing opportunity while they're here to be able to do that, because you get to see them not only on pictures. And that brings me to a question that I feel a lot of people have and fear sometimes, is like, there's been so much discussed around appropriation, cultural appropriation, which is good, because this is something that needs to be discussed. And also, you know, there's a lot of things happening in the world of fashion design where, you know, you get inspired by others, but you don't necessarily give credit. And it's something that has happened, and it's important that we talk about it. But if someone, you know, comes here, sees one of your parkas and love it, how can we tell them that in this case, to purchasing this item is not appropriating? Because some people think that even wearing it might not be appropriate.
For me, a parka I make is for everyone.
Okay.
Whoever loves it can wear it. That's how I see it.
Okay.
Everyone is welcome to buy my parkas.
Yes, and also I think that sometimes, you know, it's different when you're borrowing from a culture and you're using it. This is a whole other story. But when you're purchasing from an artist, in this case an Inuit artist, we have to kind of switch the way we think and see that it's not appropriating, but it's celebrating. It's celebrating that culture and supporting that artist. I think we should see it like that.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for bringing all these like absolutely beautiful parkas. This is something that I wish I'm going to be able to do, but I would like one day to be able to purchase one for myself, because I think it's just, other than the warmth factor, I think it's just beautiful. And that I was saying it at first, sometimes we're a bit anonymous in our winter coat, in our winter clothes, just because I don't know what it is that made it something so plain. But I wish we could do just more color and wear something that is, because it's actually during winter, it's something you're going to wear every single day. So in my mind, I feel like, why shouldn't it be colorful, and why should it be beautiful like the clothes we wear underneath? So once again, I want to thank you for being here, for taking the time not only to lend us all the pieces for this beautiful exhibition, but take the time to be here and to meet. I hope you're going to enjoy your time here at the salon. And congratulations again for your prize.
Thank you so much. I am honored to be here. I'm so thankful and excited, because it's my first time. And it's my first exhibition, actually.
Oh, yeah? That's amazing.
So I am honored. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. We're the one who are honored to have you here. And one last time, if we just want to send everybody back to your Facebook page, it's Winifred Designs.
On Facebook.
on Facebook. So Winifred with one N and Designs with an S. So n'hésitez pas à aller sur la page Facebook de Winifred, qui est Winifred avec un N et Designs avec un S. Sur sa page Facebook, vous allez trouver toutes ses créations et toutes les créations qui sont en vente également. Et c'est par là qu'on peut passer en envoyant un message. Et parce que ça n'arrive jamais. Winifred nous disait que c'était sa toute première exposition. Si vous avez le temps, prenez la chance de venir la voir ici parce que vous allez pouvoir voir les parkas en vrai. Puis je vous promets que ne serait-ce que pour ça, ça vaut vraiment le déplacement. So thank you again, Winifred. I just wanted to make sure that everybody understands that they can see your work here and that normally we can't because we'll see pictures, but we don't get to see it in real. Et pour ma part, je vous invite une dernière fois à venir nous voir au Palais des Congrès. Je vous donne les petites infos pratiques parce que c'est important de les avoir. Donc, on est ici au Palais des Congrès jusqu'au 17 décembre et le Palais des Congrès est situé à même le métro Place d'Armes, donc même pas besoin de sortir dehors. Et ce week-end en particulier, on a plein d'activités. On a un coin des artisans récupérateurs qui est vraiment chouette et aussi des activités pour les enfants. Donc, venez avec eux, venez magasiner pendant qu'eux s'amusent à travers des petits ateliers. Puis moi, je vous donne rendez-vous pour une prochaine émission que vous pouvez suivre en ligne sur matière.ca, donc matière avec un S.ca. Merci beaucoup.